The Igbo people, one of the largest ethnic groups in Nigeria, have a fascinating and lesser-known history in Equatorial Guinea. Their story is one of migration, resilience, and cultural adaptation that spans over a century. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as European colonial powers expanded across Africa, many African communities found themselves displaced, either through the transatlantic slave trade or by European-imposed borders. For the Igbo, migration to Equatorial Guinea, particularly to the island of Bioko, formerly Fernando Po, began in the late 1800s and early 1900s. At the time, the island of Bioko was under Spanish colonial rule, and the demand for labor on the island's cocoa and coffee plantations grew significantly. The Spanish were looking for workers, and many Igbo, seeking better opportunities, migrated as part of the forced labor system. They were brought in as indentured laborers from the neighboring region of what is now southeastern Nigeria. Over time, some Igbo began to settle permanently on the island, establishing communities. The colonial experience for the Igbo in Equatorial Guinea was harsh. Under Spanish rule, the Igbo faced discrimination and were treated as second-class citizens, despite their contributions to the economy through their labor on plantations. However, despite these challenges, the Igbo continued to grow in number and influence. Spanish authorities typically separated the Igbo people from the native Fang and Bubi populations. The Igbo were seen as a distinct group with different customs, language, and traditions. They often clustered in specific neighborhoods, particularly in the island's main cities like Malabo, formerly Santa Isabel, where they created a tight-knit community. The Igbo community in Equatorial Guinea maintained strong cultural ties to their heritage, even as they adapted to their new environment. The Igbo language, customs, and religion remained prominent in their daily lives. Over time, they also integrated elements of the local cultures and Spanish influence into their practices. This blending of cultures created a unique form of identity that is still visible today. One significant aspect of Igbo integration in Equatorial Guinea was their strong connection to Christianity. Christianity, brought by missionaries in the colonial period, resonated with the Igbo people, who have a long history of religious devotion. Over time, many Igbo in Equatorial Guinea became prominent figures in the Christian community, and their influence spread across the country. In terms of language, while the majority of the population in Equatorial Guinea speaks Spanish and local languages like Fang and Bubi, many of the Igbo descendants still speak Igbo or other Nigerian languages, keeping their linguistic heritage alive. Today, the Igbo people in Equatorial Guinea have largely integrated into the fabric of society. They have contributed to various sectors, including business, politics, and education. Many Igbo-descended individuals hold positions of influence in the country, with some even becoming prominent entrepreneurs and political figures. However, their legacy is not without challenges. There are still remnants of tension between the Igbo and other ethnic groups in the country, especially as the Igbo community is sometimes seen as an outsider group. Despite these challenges, the Igbo people in Equatorial Guinea continue to preserve their traditions, and their community remains one of the most visible diaspora groups in the country. The Igbo presence in Equatorial Guinea is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the Igbo people. Their story is one of migration and survival in a foreign land, overcoming colonial oppression and preserving their cultural heritage amidst adversity. As time passes, the Igbo in Equatorial Guinea continue to make their mark on the country, blending their roots with the local traditions and contributing to the rich, diverse cultural landscape of the island. The Igbo diaspora in Equatorial Guinea is a fascinating example of how African communities can adapt, thrive, and leave a lasting legacy, even in the face of colonization and displacement. Although there have not been prominent political figures or national leaders from the Igbo community in Equatorial Guinea, such as presidents or top ministers, the Igbo people have made significant contributions to the country's economy, culture, and social life. Their strong presence in commerce, education, religion and advocacy has allowed them to maintain a sense of identity and influence, even as a minority group in the country. Although there have not been prominent political figures or national leaders from the Igbo community in Equatorial Guinea, such as presidents or top ministers, the Igbo people have made significant contributions to the country's economy, culture and social life. Their strong presence in commerce, education, religion and advocacy